Hello, I'm Ian and I play with drones, and as you know, this week I'm playing with the Autel Nano Plus. Very much thanks to Ross up at Edinburgh Drone Company who've lent me the drone for the week after seeing my video on cancelling the order I had for this because there was just no stock and I was getting bored waiting, frankly. Mini 3 coming out probably, or being released in a couple of weeks' time, so I thought I'd hold my money. But thank you again, Ross. So today, bit of a breezy day. And there have been a lot of talk about how the Nano Plus can or can't handle strong winds. Now, obviously, I think it's a fair conclusion that it is not going to be as strong a flyer as the Mini 2. The Mini 2, DJI really did manage to get their stuff sorted and basically make it perform very well in strong winds. Now, not quite so with the Nano Plus. However, being able to keep up with the Mini 2, being able to fly in very strong winds isn't necessarily the be-all and end-all. And the way I see it, as long as the Nano Plus can handle a good, brisk, strong wind, then we should be fine. So you can see the eucalyptus behind me. It's blowing a little bit. It is definitely not blowing a gale. I've done DJI wind tests in far stronger, windier conditions than today. I am still on the old crutches still, probably sporting my nice bandages on after my knee operation. So I don't want to push my luck today, frankly. Today would be a typical day that you would go out flying. It's sunny, it's not cold, and there's a brisk breeze, but you would never call it a strong wind. So let's see how this little beast performs today. So Gavin at Gavin HR, again, you can check out his channel. He dropped me a line saying, make sure when you're switching into ludicrous mode to go down, and thank you very much, and make sure that you have got speed over video quality ticked. I'm not 100% sure why you should have to choose one over the other, but who am I to argue with that? For those that are a bit unsure, yes, I'm on the latest firmware. You can see here 1.2.14. So the drone is very much, it's got the latest firmware update. I know Autel released a little firmware a few weeks ago that supposedly made it handle wind a little bit better. So I'll definitely be putting that to the test. Now let's go into control, flight mode, go to ludicrous. Yes, so again, to clarify, obstacle avoidance still is there and switched on in ludicrous mode. If you're flying at top speed, obviously the faster the speed, the steeper the pitch, and at some point the obstacle avoidance isn't going to work because it's going to be pointing down. So that's what that message means. Now let's scroll down, go to speed priority. Let's see how we get on. Right, everything else in usual auto mode. Also, again, it's a very sunny day today, but midday, sun is right overhead. Now, obviously, we had the false triggers the other day with the low sun that actually was stopping me from flying properly towards the end. So that was very frustrating. But with the sun right overhead, I'm not expecting much in the way of problems today. Right, I'm going to do a test run first of all, keeping it low. Remember, it's always a lot windier up high. Now, sadly today, got a very strong easterly wind. So normally the wind is coming from the west. I can fly out over the field, and if it gets a little bit into trouble, it'll always blow back towards me. Not so today. The wind is actually going in that direction, but it's a little bit more difficult for me to fly that way. So I'm going to keep it low. Let's see how we get on. So first off, let's go up to about 20 meters high. I also check how smooth the video is recording, so I'm going to start recording as well. Thank you, yes. Right, let's fly with the wind for a second. Right, well, no problem getting straight up to 15 meters per second. Really not too much to prove there. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to try and do a little bit more gentle flying because I'm recording. I want to see how well the gimbal handles being blown around in strong wind or strong breeze. I'll have a good look at this when I get back onto the big screen. So we're still at 20 metres above my takeoff point, obviously a little bit high. You can see there's a dip in the field there. Now, pretty much flying straight into the wind now, so let's just flat out, let's see how we get on. Okay, 6 metres, 5 metres per second, not bad. 7 metres per second, well it's certainly not struggling, so that's the main thing.
Reach the maximum speed. Please fly with caution.
Okay, so it can't go any faster. It's telling me it's reached the maximum speed. It's still got ground speed of 5 metres per second.
Please fly with caution.
I can hear it. Very high-pitched prop sound, but it is still coping. Brilliant, okay.
Aircraft is unstable due to the strong wind. Please return to home.
Okay, so
Reach the maximum speed. Please
I'm getting a
fly
fair few warnings there. It's saying that it's unstable due to the strong wind. I wouldn't necessarily call it strong wind, but again, as we know, sometimes it's a bit stronger up there than it is down here. So he's just above me. I can hear him buzzing away. Just going to fly backwards into the wind. Let's see how it copes with that. It doesn't. There we go, it does. He's crawling along backwards. Oh, speeding up a little bit now. Okay, let's take him up. I mean, he seemed to cope with 20 metres there. Let's take him up to 50 metres.
Please fly with caution.
Okay, so now we're up at 50 metres height, so that's going to be 160 feet, 165 feet. Obviously the wind speed is going to be a lot stronger up there, even though it's quite a brisk breeze down here. Let's have another little fly. Off we go with the wind. And he's up to 15 metres per second, so he's certainly obviously got no problem flying with the wind. Oh, it comes to a screeching halt. Thank you, Mr. Obstacle Avoidance. The sun is nowhere near it. It's not even pointing to the sun. Still a bit annoying, that. Right. Now let's stop. And, oh, okay, interesting. Are we being blown backwards slightly? We're much higher, remember now, 50 metres high. He's holding his phone. Let's try and get back towards us now. Okay, let's see how we go. Ooh. Creeping along 1 metre per second. Oh dear. I'm not in a position. Okay, so he's not happy at the moment, 2 metres per second. Right, come on little guy, you can do it. So, yeah, 50 metres high, 160 feet high. It does to me look like it is struggling in no uncertain terms. 1.5 metres per second. I mean, what's that going to be? Literally, it looks like it's literally 2 miles an hour. So I think we've established how strong a wind you can have and fly this drone safely. So if I let go of the sticks now, let's see, what does it do? Is it flying backwards or is it holding its own? It seems to be holding its position quite well. You can look down the bottom there, you can see whether or not that hedgerow is kind of creeping. Yeah, he's not 100% happy, but at least he's holding his position, which is quite good. Okay, let's stop recording. SD card was full. I've been filming quite a lot over the last few days. Right, let's try and get home. So there we go, 3 meters, 4 meters per second.
Reach the maximum speed. Please fly with caution. Aircraft is unstable. Reach the maximum speed.
It's very happy to keep warning me. So, I mean, fair play. Again, you know, you'll be ignoring these warnings at your peril. It is telling you. But it's creeping back, 2 meters per second. Let's turn around, see how he copes flying backwards. Again, I can see him. He's literally creeping back a couple of meters per hour. He actually seems to have picked up there. Okay, well, at least he came back, so that's good to overcome. Let's just do one more. Let's go up a little bit higher, because he's obviously fine at the lower levels. So we'll take him right up to 90 meters. So it's going to be 90, 270, getting on for 300 feet. So pretty high. Let's go forward a little bit. Okay, false obstacle. No obstacle up there, I assure you. So 8 meters per second, 15, there we go, 13, 14, 15. All right. That's cool. Not going to go too far this time. I'm very aware that I'm pushing my luck, if you like. You've got the obstacle, so see there. Okay, so that is, the sun is directly overhead and you are getting this false obstacle avoidance again. Very, very disappointing. I mean, we're lunchtime here. The sun is as high up in the sky as it could be. So, not the best. So obviously you can turn off the obstacle avoidance. Right, and then now we can fly without that issue. Let's turn it, see how we do flying into the wind again. Okay, let's go. Righty-ho. So he's still holding good speed there, managing 3-4 meters per second. So he's going to be doing about 11, 12 miles an hour. And then just for fun, I'm going to turn sideways. And now, I just want to see whether or not he flies any faster going sideways, because he seemed to. So now it's right stick, right. No. Yep, okay, I'm not going to push my luck today. I'm going to descend now as well. Okay, what I'll actually do is cancel the automatic return to home and I will fly myself back.
Aircraft is unstable due to the strong wind. Please return to home. The aircraft battery is low. Please return to home.
I'm trying to.
Aircraft is returning home.
Okay, let's see if it can do it by itself. There we go, yes, he is making good headway now, so that's good. I can hear him buzzing along, I can see him quite happily. Don't miss this little orange drone. He's struggling though. So I'm going to try and, there he goes, come back again. A little bit hit and miss. There we go, now at least he's right overhead. So we know we're not going to lose him. Right, he's gone into forced landing. But seeing as he is directly over me, I'm not too worried this time. Okay, right, that was very interesting, wasn't it? So look, you can see what the trees are doing behind me. I would never call this a windy day, it's a breezy day, but actually I think that's a really nice, good wind test for the Nano Plus there. Being able to keep up with the Mini 2, being able to fly as fast as the Mini 2 is not necessarily the be-all and end-all, is it? Ultimately, we know that the Nano Plus has got an exceptionally good camera. And for some people, camera and pictures and video is going to be priority over the ability to fly. Now, obviously you need, as I said the other day, to be able to trust the drone to fly properly, and you need to trust that it's not going to struggle to get home when you've been out filming videos. So on anything more than a breezy day, I would exercise extreme caution if you were flying the Nano Plus. But ultimately, it seems to me that it's absolutely fine on a stiff breeze. I'm not sure I'd want to put it up in a very strong wind. I have more faith in the Mini 2 and the Mavic 3. Golden rule when you're flying with wind, fly out into the wind and fly home with the wind, and that way if it does get into trouble, at least it will blow back towards you. But look, we had a couple of annoying obstacle avoidance false triggers there again. That continues to be a bit of a bugbear of mine. It messed up the flight the other day, and here we are, as I said, lunchtime, sun directly overhead. Really, it should not be triggering. Many of you have said, well, just turn the obstacle avoidance off. Well, of course you can turn the obstacle avoidance off, but when you're marketing a product as having a particular feature that actually puts it above other products in the marketplace, it would be good if that feature actually worked and didn't hinder you so much that you had to disable it all the time, because then it becomes useless. But look, I'm actually quite pleased with that. I want to go and have a look at those, the video on the big screen to see just how stable and steady it was. But for me, like I said, strong breeze today. We managed to get it back, a nice test. So, as ever, little thumbs if you like this sort of video, helps the cause. And again, thank you to Ross at Edinburgh Drone Company for risking their Autel Nano Plus in my hands for the week. I wouldn't let my drone out, but anyway, he's obviously got more faith in me. So check them out. And either way, until next time, have fun, happy flying.